Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm the founder of Ascend Dynamics, and we are developing this, which is an electric jetpack, propeller-driven jetpack, if you will. And it's called SkyPak. This is version 1. It can fly about 100 pounds beside itself, which doesn't get me off the ground, which that's the goal, is to get me off the ground. So version 2 is coming up. We need to test some different props and motors to see if we can increase that thrust, increase the overall payload of the system so I can get off the ground. So that's what we're doing here. We came up with a project for our local engineering school to help us out on and to give the students something really neat to work on. That school is the University of Minnesota Duluth, which is where I graduated. And every year they do a project, a class for the graduating students to give them a real-world engineering project. And that's what this is. So the team that got put on my project was 6 individuals, and they did a great job. Thanks, guys, for all the work you did. And what they did was they tested how much thrust we could get off of these motors. So they developed this lever arm so that they could mount the plate, put a scale or a load cell on that end, run up different configurations of motors and props, and get a thrust number. Also see how much current we're pulling, voltage and temperature, so we know how much power, how well the system is performing. So that's what they did, and they did a great job. And we'll go take a look at those numbers and that data here in a minute. But a little bit about this particular motor propeller setup. So these were provided to us at discount by T-Motor. Great stuff, great stuff. So the props here are all carbon fiber. They are 32-inch by 11 pitch, and they are just beautiful works of art here, in my opinion. And the motors are U13 2s, and that's the 65 kV. This is a 100-volt motor. So 24 cell LiPo is what we ran these on. They also helped us with the ESCs that are specifically for these motors. So this is the Alpha 60 amp high voltage ESC. So again, it can handle the 100 volt that these motors took. So yeah, the really neat system. What the students did was they first ran just one motor, one prop to get a baseline for how much thrust one would do. Then they set it up like you see here, which is a counter rotating coaxial setup. You see a lot of large heavy lift drones, quadcopters with this kind of a setup. Ran that and logged all that data for us so we can go back and take a look at how these performed and see whether these will work for upgrading to the next version to hopefully get me off the ground. So again, huge thanks to T-Motor for helping us out with these, and let's go take a look at that data.
The first test performed was with a single motor and prop as seen here. Several metrics were gathered, but primarily thrust was measured in order to set a baseline to which we will compare how efficient a dual motor setup will be. Numerous runs were performed, with run 2 showing the highest thrust of 56.7 pounds. After this testing was completed, the setup was converted to hold 2 motors in a counter-rotating coaxial configuration as shown here. This system was run, and again thrust was measured. Here we see run 3 showing the highest performance of 81.5 pounds. This indicates a gain of 144% over one motor. However, this is a loss of 28% over the theoretical ideal, which would be to double the thrust coming from one motor. Here's a full run of the dual motor configuration on the test stand.
Well, hope you enjoyed watching those test videos and seeing that data. They're great props, great motors, great ESCs from everything that we tested and saw. And again, thanks to T-Motor for helping us out with these. What is the next step? Well, we have to try to figure out what exactly do we need for the next prototype. And I'm not sure that using a coaxial counter-rotating setup like this is going to give us what we need. When we tested just the one motor and prop as our baseline and then go to the two, we see a pretty big loss. And some of that is for sure expected. We expect some of that. And the question is it too much? Is it too much for the benefit of going coaxial, which is to have redundancy and safety, but we don't really need that this early in the prototyping stage. Eventually, yes, we do. So this data is hugely helpful for further down the road, but for getting the next one off the ground with a human payload, maybe we just need to go to a little bit larger motor, a little bit larger propeller, and see if we can get enough thrust with just one. So that's the decisions and the testing that I still have to do on all of this. But yeah, we'll keep going, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.